There's no there's no products geared towards ectoplasm. Like you can't there's not a market to help with ectoplasma related problems.
What, cleanup?
Cleanup, just handling the load,
Yeah, ghosts have to take care of that shit if they don't want to disturb people.
draw
And
attention.
we try not to disturb people as much as possible, basically, because, we have such a bad reputation. Humans are just easily scared by things they don't understand. Sad.
I don't give a damn about my bad reputation. We're living in the past, man.
The past is pretty scary. I mean, the 70s.
Oh, that's like my favorite part. That's the most comforting part of this movie, is that it's everybody is in the 70s.
No phones. Everyone's just living life. We roll up to our big 2-story house in the country in our station wagon. Everybody's got long hair.
Have you ever moved into a house that you've never been to? Like the move-in day is day one of you ever seeing the house. Have you ever had that?
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, yeah. I don't know about the parent is the first time they see the house.
Oh, yeah, there's some kind of explanation that I didn't write down. It wasn't very ghost related. They like won it in a suspicious auction, or it was a police auction.
Oh, because, horrible things had happened there
Yeah,
in the past.
living in the past,
It's all about the past. This ghost stuff.
naturally.
Hauntings, scary places, violent murders, witches, curses. Uh, what movie are we talking about today?
It's The Conjuring, baby.
We've both seen it before, but
I'd seen it, but I didn't know who was going to get possessed. I thought it was going to be one of the many kids.
you had forgotten basically what went down.
Right. And forgetting that is forgetting everything, because the whole movie is like about who gets possessed, kind of like motherhood, witches.
Much like the Babadook.
It's true, so similar. Lots of similarities. It may be less about trauma outright. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean it's not such a
Or
drama.
metaphor? Is it a metaphor?
Not as much, I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
No.
Kind of just a
No. But
straight
it's more of a fun,
fun.
yeah, horror ride with a little bit of Catholic propaganda sprinkled on
Oh,
top. You'll love to see it.
very Exorcist inspired, and we've covered The Exorcist.
That's right. The Exorcist is one of the movies I've gotten written down here in my ghost notes.
I have ghost notes too.
Before we get too ahead of ourselves, Vernon, welcome to our show, everybody, or should we say, every body. Welcome to our show, Deadpan Ghosts,
The only show.
hosted by two real ghosts.
That's right, Jonathan. Your name's Jonathan.
And you are Vernon.
I'm Vernon. Yeah, it's true. What a ghost name. It sounds like I could have been from any time period.
Yeah, but no, you're a pretty recent ghost, much like I am.
Jonathan.
No, it's okay. Sometimes we've pretended to be dead longer than we really have been, to protect our dead
Yeah.
identities. But I think we
Yeah.
give it away. I think we give it away. We're
Yeah.
early Gen Z. Maybe you're a millennial, actually, one of the last millennials.
Math. Who knows? Well,
I
now
don't know.
I don't believe in that stuff. I believe in ghosts, but not in the generation boundaries.
You can only believe in what you see with your own two ghost eyes.
And I can close. I can put my. Oh no, my hands are see through too. I can't even. You're right.
So,
You're right.
people sometimes don't accept what they can't understand. And that is The Conjuring in a nutshell.
Nice.
But before we get going, we do want to take a moment to let the audience know this is a horror show. We talk about horror media. and therefore sometimes we might delve into some slightly disturbing topics. There will be content warnings in the description, and we encourage you to check those out. Also, this is going to be a pretty spoiler heavy show.
There's a lot of ghost stuff. It's wall to wall ghosts, actually.
It is, and I actually, every time I'm like, oh, we should watch the Conjuring classic demon movie, right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned The Exorcist. It does take a lot of cues from The Exorcist, and it kind of makes you think it's going to be a demon movie for a while. Like it opens up with the Warrens, Ed and Lorraine Warren, played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga.
Yes. Real life people, the Warrens.
Yeah, they are real life people. This movie is based on a quote unquote true story, which we will get into a little bit. I'm gonna have to be a skeptic. It's weird because I am a ghost, but I'm gonna have to be a skeptic on this one, Vernon. Sorry.
Yeah, you're skeptical of these. You call them charlatans or scam artists. But this movie is extremely sympathetic towards their characters and paints them with much humanity.
Heroism, even.
Oh, heroes.
I think that there's never been a good ghost hunter. I think that they're all bad at their jobs, and despite the fact that we're here, we want to be found. Obviously, we're putting our stuff out. Most ghosts don't really put themselves out there that much, and I think it's because it's just hard to get through to people, hard to get them to believe something, or hard to get them to understand something that is outside of their purview, so to speak. But there's leagues of ghost hunters. We talk about this when we do Ghostbusters, right?
Oh, not the Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Don't get me
I know.
started on the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, those clowns are basically the worst. Not to say that we don't like the movie, because we do like the movie. It's a funny time.
These are supposed
But
to be real people, though,
but
who apparently in real life had 1,000
yeah,
cases in which they were investigating paranormal activity.
yeah, including the famous Annabelle doll case.
Yeah, that's the opening. The cold open is
Mm-hmm.
where the people who are being tormented by Annabelle, which I guess I had heard of, but this is really the only
Yeah,
exposure I've had to it. They're coming to the Warrens and like, please help us. This ghost is haunting us. And in the first 15 seconds, the Warrens are like, well, first off, Annabelle is not a ghost. Ghosts don't have powers like this. This is definitely a demon. Because Annabelle was like trying to convince them it was a spirit energy that was claiming to be a deceased little girl, like a ghost, and was asking for permission to inhabit the doll. Apparently, those were red flags that pointed towards demon.
well, I believe that part. I mean, that's not really how ghosts work. Why would a ghost need to be invited into a doll? Doesn't track.
Hmm. Yeah. I will talk about briefly who made this movie, and it's director James Wan. He has a crazy variety of films in his filmography. Obviously, like directed Saw, the original one, directed Insidious, which I've never seen.
That's right.
Which these are horror, these track, but also you got like some Fast and the Furious movies, the Aquaman
Uh,
movies.
for sure. I think he just did one Fast and Furious. It was a pretty good one. It was pretty silly, but it was also pretty fun. That was Furious 7.
Wow, that's the emotional one.
Yeah, right. Because Paul Walker had sadly passed.
Yes.
But this movie is basically a part of a franchise that James Wan helped build.
Right, a huge universe, not just the Conjuring movies, but the Annabelle and the Nun are
Yeah,
all from this, right?
that's correct. And The Nun is something
I've
that's
never seen any of these.
right. I know but it's teased in the second movie, I believe. This movie is all about teasing Annabelle, which we will eventually cover. The thing that I have circled here in my notes, and the thing that I thought the most about while watching this movie, was the Amityville Horror. And I said this to you
Mm-hmm.
before. This was a film from the 70s that is honestly not all that good. It did start
Oh,
its own franchise, but I do like
to
it.
Ghost Roast.
I don't know if I have the heart to totally go in on it, because
No, I've never seen it. I gotta
I
watch it
saw it a
though.
lot when I was an alive kid. It is much like this film based on a quote unquote true story, in other words, a real hoax that, totally proves the existence of hell, the Amityville horror, this scary house that all this stuff definitely happened in. You know, we're just two ghosts. We're floating around in our
We're just two ghosts.
just two ghosts. We don't know whether or not there's a hell. We don't know whether or not there's a heaven.
That's right. We have not. We're here. We're still just kind of.
Yeah,
We're basically normal except for being ghosts.
I've got no sign that one or the other is waiting for me. Do you ever think maybe this is purgatory, Vernon?
Yes. Yes. Have you seen Lost? I haven't, but I want. I people wondered if it was purgatory.
Oh,
I feel like I'm on a desert island.
well, that's sad.
I don't know what Lost is about. Ghosts?
Maybe.
Is Smoke Monster a ghost?
I don't know. I got through half a season, and then like the Evangeline Lily love triangle stuff started, and I pretty much tapped out.
Yeah. It was just too good.
That's right, I needed to savor it. Maybe one day. So we've covered who made the movie, a little bit about who's in the movie. There are a bunch of kids, I think five girls.
5. So many that it made me confident that it was based on the real number of children.
Well, for
You
sure.
know, a movie from scratch would only have 2
Y-
or 3,
Yeah.
maybe.
And this movie, you've mentioned that it's directed by James Wan. I also want to say very well directed by James Wan. He's got a playful hand when it comes to the way that his
Mm.
movies are shot, and he's really good at getting a jump scare out of the audience in ways that don't feel too cheap, if that makes sense. Almost getting it down to a science, where is the audience looking and what would be the most surprising thing at this point for them to see it. What
Yes.
direction does it come from?
Yeah, and my ghost eyes were wide the whole time. I was like, what's the darkness? Looking into the darkness behind the door.
Yeah.
This was scary.
And a lot of
I had seen it, but I really forget. It was before I was a ghost, so my memory's not so, I'm forming new memories,
For
basically.
sure. It was all very well done. And ultimately, I do think that the story itself is not extremely special or interesting, I find, but it's just a very well made movie. I kind of have to admire it every time I watch it just because I think it looks really good and I think it's done very well. But it is some PG-13 horror, it is intended for a general audience, so it's that kind of world more so than like stuff that tries to terrify you with blood and gore. I mean, there is a little bit of that, but this is definitely more of a haunting movie or classic haunting movie. And so that leads me to my next question, Vernon, which is how does this movie concern ghosts? Like I said before, I commonly forget that this movie is so ghost related, and I think it's more demon related. But that's really only when it comes to Annabelle, which they Annabelle does feature throughout this movie, but she's not really talked about for a while after the beginning, right?
Yeah, I might be a little confused on how Annabelle factors in the later half of this movie.
Well, I
Um,
get that.
and because, maybe that's the point. Maybe I'm supposed to really want to know more. But it seems like in this house, we're doing ghosts. It's
Yeah,
like I haven't seen 13 ghosts, but it's feeling like 13 ghosts. A lot of poltergeist vibes where the little kids are kind of slowly starting to communicate
a little
with
bit.
these ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a little kid ghost named Rory. And you don't know, like Rory's the type of name where it's like, maybe that could be a demon name.
Yeah, I kind of thought of Captain Funny Pants or whatever his name is from The Exorcist, Captain Howdy.
Yes.
But yeah, it turns out that Rory is a ghost, and there's a lot of ghosts in this house. But the main ghost that they have to worry about is actually the ghost of a witch, which is why she's so
Yes.
particularly powerful. And she's put a curse on this land. So I think this is the first movie that we've watched that really covers a witch and black magic like that.
Ah, the Blair Witch
Oh yeah,
Project.
my bad. We did have the Blair Witch Project, which now that you mention it, there's a lot of theories about what could be going down there, but when we watched it, we pretty much landed on the fact that there's definitely some ghosts in it, like those ghostly children laughs in the
Yeah.
woods.
Yeah, there was ghostly children laughs later in this movie.
Yeah, there were.
Very
And so
similar.
there's a lot of ghosts, but that's because the witch had cursed the land. Apparently, she's related to some other witch, and they make a point to be like, she was one of the people hanged in the Salem witch trials, and this woman was her
Yeah.
friend, and somebody caught her trying to kill her baby by the fireplace, but then they stopped her, I guess, and then she hanged herself from the scary tree outside, and she cursed the land, and she said anybody that steals her land, you know, they're gonna have this curse upon them, and
That's pretty much it.
that's pretty much it. There's other ghosts cited and learned about.
Everybody who lives there is gonna died at one point because of
Horribly,
this
yeah.
curse, and now this family.
Is going to be affected, and the way that it works is that it uses the mother to kill the child, which is a lot, again, like the Babadook.
The parents of this family are actors with
Yeah,
names.
Ron Livingston from Office Space,
Love him.
for sure.
He's given great face.
I never see him in anything, I feel like. So whenever this came out, I was like, "Oh my god. Good for him."
And the mom,
Yeah.
Lily Taylor, maybe?
Yeah.
She was in, ironically, the movie The Haunting with Liam Neeson and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, yeah, that's something we'll cover at some point. She's really good. I think she might be giving her all in this. And Ron Livingston does a pretty great job too. All the kids are pretty great, except for the Warrens kid. Well, she's very young as well, and so like definitely not the strongest actor, but that's okay because she maybe has less to sell.
I talked about the humanizing of the Warrens and them having time with their daughter and comparing Ed Warren to the Ron Livingston dad as like a dad who wants to protect his family and his wife. Because Vera Farmiga's character, Lorraine Warren, can see ghosts. She's a
Mm-hmm.
clairvoyant and it takes a toll on her in this story.
Right.
So very sympathetic. And similarly, this experience is making Lily Taylor, taking a huge toll on her. So the characters are like, they have their foils and we're supposed to, I don't really empathize with them as parents.
It works pretty well. I also think that like Ed Warren is kind of like cucking Ron Livingston's character in this movie a little bit, like showing him up as a man in various ways, and it's just another part of making Ed Warren and Lorraine Warren look amazing.
Like when I first saw the movie, I loved
Yeah,
Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. I love
they're
them.
they're very good.
But then afterwards, Jonathan's telling me, like, you can't like this. They're shams. They took advantage of people, often
I mean,
with mental health problems and
yes,
no
a
money.
bunch of Catholics got their
Thousands of cases.
yes.
They taught classes, right? Are these? They had seminars, and that's shown in the movie. They're speaking in front of people.
This movie presents them like they'll go to your house and they'll definitely tell you if there's some reasonable explanation. Like they go to a house and it's like,
That was the that was like the part that was a little outrageous when they're like, he's like, well, you see here, you got this air duct leaning against the water pipe, and that's creating the echo you hear. And see, it's this loose floorboard down here.
yeah,
Patrick Wilson is doing a slight Midwestern accent that would come through more sometimes
yeah,
than other times.
very
But
funny. Yeah.
that scene definitely made me think like, wow, is James Wan's perspective that these are really good, people.
I mean, no, he's just the director, and I mean, he didn't write it. It was written by, I think, two brothers, Chad Hayes, Carrie W. Hayes,
Yeah, twin brothers.
twins. Is that true?
And
Wow.
yeah, the Talk to Me movie, the Australian ghost movie, is also written and directed, that one, by twin
Well,
brothers.
that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, but they're the ones to blame for all of the kind of lionizing of the Warrens going on here. I don't really blame them either because I think this movie is like purely like this is probably something someone at the studio came up with, right? I mean,
Well,
maybe it was the
okay.
Hayes passion project. I don't know.
I did a little research,
Okay.
and apparently, not only was Lorraine Warren on set and like advising sometimes. Like she visited the house.
Oh my god.
Andrea, which is apparently the name of the eldest daughter, who isn't featured much in the movie. She has like a scene with the sleepwalking sister and maybe
Yeah,
flirts with the Asian camera guy.
she flirts with Drew.
Um,
And he looks a little too old for her.
yeah, yeah. She in real life ends up writing a book and she visited the house and talks about her experience and she really supports the idea of it being like there was a dark entity. Like I think those are her words.
I mean, hey, maybe something really went down at this the darkest case that the Warrens ever did that's only been revealed recently. Maybe something really went down. Who am I to say? But
Oh, but the other thing is that it did not end the way that it does in the movie in any kind of like resolute way. In
mm,
reality, basically the family had to leave and nothing was solved.
well, I thought that they said in the movie that, leaving wouldn't solve anything, and so I guess nothing was
They
solved.
did. They drive it home that it will follow you at the end of the second act. They have a whole bit where the energy follows Vera Farmiga home to her daughter. Yeah, they contrive a whole different ending, basically.
And then in the middle of the movie, the spirit of the witch. Do you have her name, by the way?
It's Bathsheba, maybe
Bathsheba. It's something
the
like that.
witch.
Yeah. And Patrick Wilson shouts it, and it's really funny.
Yeah,
At one point, she like uses Annabelle to scare the Warrens' daughter, and she's in danger because of that.
yeah. The inclusion of Annabelle in there was weird, and that was the confusing part.
Well, it's just to tease the upcoming Annabelle movie,
I
basically.
guess so.
If we're not going to point it out here, we won't get around to it. The doll doesn't fucking look like that. It's actually really silly looking. It's a toy that a kid would actually play with.
Like a
Um,
Raggedy Ann doll, right? Like a
the only reason that's in the movie, aside from setting up a spin-off, is that the Warrens have to be like distracted so that Lily Taylor playing Carolyn Perron or Perron, the parents in this movie who are being affected by the haunting are called the parents or the Perrons, something like that. Roger and Carolyn. Carolyn, like, gets possessed halfway through the movie by the ghost of the witch and is going to take the kids. She takes a couple of the kids back to the house and tries to kill them, like, after they've already left. And this all happens while the Warrens are distracted by Annabelle. So,
the only like demon stuff is that the witch was trying to like commune with the devil and make and sacrifice people to the devil is what they say.
mm-hmm.
There's so many rules. Let's do ghost rules. This movie, more than like almost any other movie, this movie treats ghosts as real, and it's trying to build a universe of ghosts. I would imagine it kind of gets me hype. I want to see the next one.
Do we think the ghosts are real? Absolutely yes. In this film, they are supposed to be real. How are they portrayed? One of them is evil. All of the rest of the ghosts are just sad.
Yeah, I like. I mean, they're most of them are all just really
And we
regretful.
can we can get into that a little bit, but we're talking about ghost rules, so
Yeah, the ghost rules because of the Warrens. Like they are like more than any other characters that have been in any of these ghost movies we've been talking about. They they treat themselves like experts and they think of themselves that way. So they just speak with such confidence. They definitely talk about how ghosts don't have powers. And I think in the movie that's consistent. Like that's how it's shown. Like ghosts scare you, do some jump scares, but they can't actually like touch
or
you.
harm you.
The possession is sometimes depicted like that. Well, the mom is receiving wounds and bruises, and Vera Farmiga at one point, Lorraine says that every night the mom is being possessed,
Right.
and maybe is the one who's pulling the kids' legs in their sleep and is doing the physical stuff. That it's all the mom, maybe? Question mark.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if that's the case, because she definitely rushes in after the closet door shuts on them.
Yeah, I think it's probably not the case, and that
So probably the ghost witch can, physically do some things, but mostly it's just scaring them.
there's a lot of door noises and banging, like ghosts banging on things and opening
For
and
sure.
closing stuff.
Echo through the house. It's a great house, and we get like a great fucking path through it, like some really great uninterrupted, really well choreographed shots where
Yes.
the camera just goes all the way through the house. And a lot of this movie is shot on Handycam, but I don't think it's too unobtrusive. I'm sorry. I don't think it's too obtrusive, except for occasionally.
No.
And there's a lot of places of interest, like we said there's the scary tree and the fireplace that the witch tried to kill the baby in front of. Rory went missing in the woods surrounding the place, and I think his parent killed themselves. It might be implied later that the parent killed Rory, maybe because all of these child ghosts were killed by their parents because all of the parents were possessed by the ghost witch, right? And later on, there's an old ghost maid who killed her daughter, who was also a maid, and then hung herself. She hanged herself in the attic,
Hunged.
and
She
then
hunged.
no, but when Vera Farmiga sees her, right? She says she made me do it,
Yeah.
and Vera puts it together.
All right, here's another one. Ghosts make you cold.
Ghosts make you cold. That one's good.
They set up like temperature gauges with cameras that go off, take a picture when the temperature changes really quickly.
Yeah, yeah. This is what Drew is here for.
Another thing, another ghost rule that is attributed to it possibly being a demon is the smell, the bad smell.
The smell of rotting meat will travel around the house. That
Yeah.
is one that gets commented on from time to time in movies as well. Checking off these classic boxes.
Jonathan, do we smell?
No, we're not dark spirits. We're not like the old witch, who I guess is as close to a demon as a spirit gets, but she's not a demon.
But like how would we know if we smelled?
Well, I mean, we probably just smell like a memory.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna write that one down.
You're gonna write.
Probably just smell like a memory.
You like that?
Wow, Jonathan. Yeah, it's fucking beautiful.
It's that poetical.
I love it.
None of this show is made
Wow.
by AI, y'all.
That's from the freaking Ghost Soul.
Yeah, just two ghosts doing what they ghost best.
Okay, okay, here's another one. Ghosts feed on fear. Now that's just a brash generalization. Like how dare they?
I mean, one of the ghosts feeds on it, but I think the rest of these ghosts are just trying to warn people.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, here's one interesting thing, but the way that they see Rory, one of the younger girls, which one is it? Nancy?
Gosh, the
I couldn't tell
name's
you.
April maybe?
April, maybe. Yeah, probably the blonde one. But they're all adults now on IMDb, so it's tough. Here, looking at this on my
Yeah.
ghost computer, one of them finds.
They have a toy like a music box.
Yeah. And we wind it up and there's a mirror with a spiral on it, and the spiral like goes around when you twist this thing and play the tune. You can look in it and see the ghost of Rory behind you, and he used to play with it. There's a point where, they go into the closet and they find a secret. There's a lot of secret zones in this house, but they find a secret zone behind this big wardrobe, right? Almost like, they're going to stumble into Narnia. And this is where the kid Rory used to hide. Vera Farmiga comes in there and she's like, "Give me that toy," because there's a spot where there's no dust and this perfect little pentagon shape. And she takes the toy and she puts it there and she solves a little Resident Evil puzzle. I like that.
Absolutely. There's a great bit with like a piece of a sheet that's drying on like a clothes hanger outside, and it gets taken off by the wind and it hits an invisible ghost. And I thought that was sick imagery moment.
Yeah.
Um, a big part of this movie is the objects. Like this music box is an object that ultimately maybe it doesn't. I think it absolutely does. In the final moment of the movie, it gets put in the Warrens' collection of ghostly haunted objects that are supposed to be cursed or what have you.
Yes. At the
Um,
beginning
which I
of the movie,
love.
there is a guy who is interviewing them about this stuff. And that's all I had to say about that.
I wonder if that room comes back in other movies. I like the vibe of it.
Definitely. Yeah, and they really have like a room like that. But probably all the stuff in there is just like some stuff.
Just like stuff.
I'm not actually attached to an object, I feel like. Not that I know of. I mean, what about you, Vernon?
Yeah, maybe that's what's holding us back. Maybe our object has been lost and we need to find it.
I think that's something that angry spirits or murdered spirits are more likely to have going on, maybe. I mean, I'm thinking back to my old knowledge of the CW show Supernatural, but
Oh, dear
not
me.
to say that that show is extremely accurate either, but I haven't seen it in a long time. It could have some nuggets in there that are surprisingly truthful.
Yeah, we should check out all of Supernatural. I think so.
It would be
Um,
a daunting task. There's a lot of it.
there's a there's a 3-step process to every haunting, Jonathan. You know what? You know these because you're a ghost.
That's right.
Obviously, the first one is infestation.
Uh huh.
That's what we would call it if we were giving the first step a name.
Uh,
Then oppression. Oh, gotta love
oppression.
that.
Yeah,
Gotta love that stage. And then possession. Now, possession. That's just your average.
for sure.
They're like they bang on the wall a lot, says Ron Livingston, and then Ed is like, "Do they bang in threes?" And they're like, yeah, threes." And he's like, "Yeah, that could be the ghost or the demon hating against the Holy Trinity.
Yeah,
It's
does it
often
stop
that."
at dawn?
Which
You
it
know.
does. There is some clock stoppage, which I'm big into numbers. But 307 isn't really my
I don't
number,
know.
so I wasn't weirded out.
Everything they say, even in the movie, just it kind of sounds like some shit that they use on suckers.
Bunch of suckers. Gosh golly.
That's a problem. I think that's our last ghost rule. A lot of really good ones in this, but those, yeah, those three infestation, oppression,
My
and
gosh.
then possession.
Brutal.
Brutal, Kyler. But special effects, how does it look?
Seamless, I would say.
Pretty good.
Nothing took me out of it. Everything looked really good.
Yeah. The makeup, the lighting was really good. Cinematography, maybe a little too much handy cam here and there, but mostly pretty smooth.
Well, the movie has the actual handy cam where like people are taking a camera down into the
Yeah.
basement. So it was pretty appropriate.
No, no, no. I'm not. I like those sections, and I like that you're getting the audio.
Yeah, of all the rooms, they're turning up the dials, the room tone. I loved all that.
Yeah, Drew is possibly a little self insert for James Wan, but maybe he was a real person. I don't know.
They don't show a picture of him at the end.
One thing we haven't mentioned is that there's also like a cop who's around.
Yeah, the cop. I thought he was gonna die.
Yeah.
I'd seen the movie and I was like, he's definitely gonna
And
die.
what's
It's
his
probably
name? Brad,
Brad. He looks like a Brad.
played by John Brotherton. Drew is played by Shannon Cook. They have like a little arc in the movie where Drew will come up and be like, "You know, you can't shoot ghosts, right?" And he's like teasing this cop because he doesn't believe. And then by the end of the movie, he comes up and Brad has had a part of his cheek chewed off
Yeah.
by Carolyn, played by Lily Taylor, in her possessed form. Bro comes up and earlier there was some talk of like a door closing by itself, and he's like, must have been a draft. And then Drew is like, did a draft do that to your cheek?
That was a good button. I liked both those. I liked that ensemble. Lorraine Warren appeared in the movie in the scene where like Lily Taylor attends one of the Warrens classes or whatever lectures, and she was like in kind of the front row. The actual Lorraine Taylor was in that room.
Oh,
Um, I don't know any more extraneous crew facts.
that's a pretty good one.
Pretty good.
Yeah, is Ed Warren cast now?
I do not know for sure.
Is it just her?
I think Ed Warren had passed already before the movie was made.
We'll double check on that, but if it's wrong, let it be wrong. In any
Yeah.
case,
Music?
what did you think of the music? Yeah, there's a lot of screaming in the movie. We know that you don't like that because you're a sound sensitive
Oh well, yeah. Let's
ghost,
blow
and it's
through it.
gotten you were sound sensitive when you were alive, but it's only gotten worse, right? Which is
The
unfortunate.
at one point they play the piano and the subtitles say "sour notes" is how it described the notes being played, and so that's what I titled my sound sensitive notes taking
That's
section.
fun.
Just some highlights. There were 35 screams, 17 dishes sounds.
Mm,
Before the movie started, I said, I bet there's less than 5 instances of eating. And there was only one scene of eating, and it was the pancake breakfast where there were exactly 5 instances of eating.
wow.
But it was all overwhelming. I was like, Mike and Telly's like a crazy person because I am a crazy person. There was some thunder, a lot of shouting, glass, classic horror movie tension noises, like high pitched, wasn't as bad as something like Nightmare on Elm Street. Like
For
I've
sure.
seen worse. I would say that the sound design was pretty high up on in a positive way on the list in terms of movies that we've covered. I did use my ghostly powers to turn it down.
That's
So I did
fine.
have that power.
Yeah.
And so it
Better
was
than some.
it.
How'd you like the music?
I liked the 70s period piece music and
All right. What did they play?
um I couldn't name a song, but there was definitely one
It
and
was
like there
good.
was a montage where they were setting up all their cameras and equipment and stuff that had a good jam.
Yeah, and there was one that came in when they were unboxing everything when they moved in.
Yeah.
Some classic 70s tunes here and there.
The first lines that the family say when they pull up to the house, the dad, Ron Livingston, says, "Hear that?" And the mom says, "I don't hear anything." And he says, "Exactly."
Exactly. Yeah, that's your dream.
And so right off the bat, I knew they were coming here for peace
Hmm.
and quiet, but they were not going to find it.
Tragic.
So it was, I liked all that. There were a lot of like zooming in with the camera lens, like classic old school zooms that you don't
Yes.
really see in movies
Oh, James Wan
nowadays.
loves a good long zoom.
And so some stylistic choices
Yeah.
for the period. That was great. Do you have any fun facts?
I don't have any fun facts really. Box office, the movie did well. We know that much. It's got like 3 or 4 sequels now. The new one coming out.
A new one is coming out. This is the beginning of it all, where it all started. I will use all that to segue into the dates because I only have one date, and it's that another Ghost movie came out on the exact same release day,
Oh,
which was I think it was like July 21st, 2013, or
okay.
something like that. Whatever day it is, these two Ghost movies came out on the same day. The Conjuring obviously was extremely successful. This other one flopped tremendously. Can you, Jonathan, guess the movie?
Was it Woman in Black?
No, no, no.
I might be a few years off.
Yeah, maybe. I'll tell you the letter it started with, okay?
Okay.
The letter R.
Letter R. 2013 Ghost movie?
That bombed tremendously.
Hmm. That really, really bombed.
It's on our
Oh,
list.
no, I'm having a.
On our
It's on our
list. Gotta
list.
be. Well, all the movies are on our list.
Hard to say. No, you're gonna have to.
All
I'm
right.
gonna have to bomb this one. You're gonna have to remind me,
It's
Vernon.
okay. It's okay. Starring Jeff Bridges and Ryan Reynolds. It is
Oh.
R.I.P.D.
Oh. Not the kind of ghost movie I was thinking about. That's funny.
But it is it's Ghost Cops.
Yeah, it's the most ghost for sure.
Not that I've seen it,
Right.
but I can't wait.
Yeah, we'll get
Um,
around to it. That sounds like some
that's it. I didn't,
could be a two ghosts roast.
oh, that'll be an epic Ghost Roast, one for the ages.
I will tell you it has a 7.5 on IMDb from the user reviews, which is like
Pretty good.
pretty solid. That's about where I'd put it, honestly.
Yeah, what did you think, Jonathan? Revisiting, is it good?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I really like the performances. I like the way that the film is made. The only problem is that it, starts a franchise that lionizes the Warrens. Frauds.
Broads, that's the word.
I heard it through the ghost grapevine. They haven't talked to a single ghost. Not one. And they never caught one neither. So, but I did hear it from my scumbag ghost friend Greg. So maybe
Mm,
take it with a grain of salt.
a grain of ectoplasmic salt. Well, I really liked it. I don't,
Yeah.
I like the plot, even if it's based off real frauds. Aren't most semi autobiographical Like, aren't or
Yeah,
movies based on reality? Isn't it all frauds?
not to this degree
I guess not.
usually.
I wonder if the depiction of them changes over time. Like, what if in the newest one, it's
I mean,
like,
that would be interesting to see, but right now, where we're at right now, it's a bunch of Catholic propaganda, basically. Ron Livingston is like, oh, we're not much of a church going family. And Patrick Wilson says to his face, well, you might want to reconsider that.
yeah, the kids aren't baptized. It's all their fault.
you know, Patrick Wilson does an exorcism. He's not really permitted to do that, but it's kind of like somebody has to do it, right? So he does it. That's fine. But like all this stuff about Lorraine and Ed being like, God brought us together for a reason.
Oh, they do say that a lot.
Basically, that reason was to scam people and get a bunch of fame for themselves. Look into Ed and Lorraine Warren. There's a lot of lies out there. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
So I'm not allowed to watch The Conjuring anymore.
Look. I'm not a religious ghost. Not especially. I would consider myself agnostic, maybe.
Probably while you're a ghost.
I grew up learning about Christ for sure. Our family was Episcopalian and then Anglican because of you know what.
I don't.
And then, I died, and it's like, well, who knows now? I'm just still around here, so what what do I know really about the creation of the universe? Still nothing. I'm just got to accept that I'm not alive anymore, but still hanging around. So it's like, if you're a Catholic, you're valid, except for all the bigotry. If you're a bigoted Catholic, stop that.
Go off.
But also, if you're Catholic, if you're a normal Catholic, you're fine. But also, like, don't trust the Warrens. Don't do that.
Wow.
That's all I have to say. I did. I went off a little
Oh,
bit.
go slay, Ghost Queen. Well, that's it.
Thank,
That was
thank
The
you.
Conjuring 2013
Uh, yeah. I haven't finished The Outsiders yet.
because you're
Talking
talking
about the
about
Ghost
the
book.
ghost book, the book that are the people we haunt leave out and turn one page at a time when they
Mm-hmm.
enter and exit a room. Yeah, I gave up on finishing that as soon as I missed a page.
They'll
I'm
probably put another one out, but I've read it before. I don't really have to finish it. Good book though. Not really ghost related. Aside from that, I have been reading Harry by Stephen King.
Oh, Carrie.
One of my favorite books.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll take any excuse to cover that someday.
Yeah, well, it's not really very ghost related, but we've talked about a lot of psychics so far on this show. Maybe a telekinetic at some point. More of a science fiction thriller,
Yes.
that one.
I'm down.
We may take a break from talking about ghosts from time to time, but usually we want to keep it pretty ghost focused. Ghost.
Yeah, go kissed.
Have you been reading any ghost books set
Well,
out for you and playing anything interesting? Watching anything interesting?
the other day you brought up a play called Waiting for Godot,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I was like, don't say anything more. I want to read it,
Yeah.
and you
I proceeded
spoiled a
to
bunch of
spoil
it
the
for
whole
me.
thing for you.
And I was like, wow, Jonathan. I know I said I was off spoilers, meaning I don't care about them anymore, but I lied. Of course I
There's
care
nothing to
about
spoil
spoilers.
in Waiting for Godot.
Um, but I read some of it. I
Okay,
read some of it. 60 pages of like a 300-page version because it's on my phone, my ghost phone.
cool.
And it was French originally,
Oh yeah.
and reads that way. But interesting, for sure, fascinating. And I wish I didn't know the twist. You bastard.
Yeah, the
But
first thing you said was you blew it, Jonathan.
it's okay. It's okay. I forgive you.
I think we can call that music and sound sensitivity section sour notes from now on. How about you?
Yeah, how about me? Um,
I mean,
yes.
yeah, here we are. The Conjuring has inspired our sour notes segment. Thank you, The
The
Conjuring.
Conjuring. Yeah. I usually don't watch subtitles because I usually haven't seen the movie, but when I have seen it, I watch with subtitles. So,
For sure.
just happenstance.
Uh how's your afterlife been? generally.
How is my afterlife? Good. We have taken a short hiatus, but we're approaching the holiday season, Halloween season, and
Basically.
we're gonna be ghosting like we've never ghosted before. It's gonna, ghost.
Yeah, we've been kind of busy lately. You've had some some ghostly family members to get together with, and I've had some theaters to
It's
haunt.
true.
You know, one of the most popular places for ghosts to gather, of course, stage theaters. We just like a good show.
Yes, the Phantom of the Opera.
Well, we don't claim him. Phantom of the Opera wasn't even a real ghost.
When I was a kid, I was in a play called The Phantom of the Soap Opera,
Oh, that's
and it
cool.
was a spoof.
That's a fun fact about you I didn't know.
Yeah, I was the detective who's probably not in the original one. Uh, that was a really good time.
I miss the theater, Vernon. You have to be alive to act in a theater. But I can hang out in the booth and watch people press buttons.
Well, we could start possessing people.
I guess I could do that, but I'd have to possess them while they're learning their lines too.
We'd first have to infest them, and then we'd have to oppress them.
I don't want to oppress anybody. What are you talking
And
about?
only after those two things can we possess them.
That's not how it worked in Ghost.
Oh gosh, if only life was like Ghost.
It is like Ghost. We've discussed. You can just jump into somebody.
I would have toes.
Yeah, we don't have any feet. We're floating apparitions, vaporous apparitions, full body torso. Uh, no legs though.
How's your afterlife?
Very good.
Oh, good. Well, there we go. And we're out, Jonathan. What's
With all that out of the way, this marks the end of our communal with the living. Say goodbye to the dead. Vernon, do you want to take us on out of here?
Yes, everybody, peace and love. Make sure to like and subscribe. Go to Spotify and give us a review. 5 stars,
Yes,
please.
and 5 stars, and leave a like, subscribe, comments. What do you think of The Conjuring? And do you think that the Warrens are precious little heroes, or do you think they're lying sacks of shit? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Whoa. Whoa. Maybe they just like Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson's beautiful faces, and they're just too overwhelmed to think anything else.
I mean, I prefer those versions of the Warrens.
All right, all right.
Peace and love, everybody.
Ghost.